Howdy folks, and welcome back to another episode of Tyria Talk. My name is Richie, and this show is all about the distinguished upcoming MMO, Guild Wars 2. Very soon, in fact, less than a week now, it will not be an upcoming MMO anymore, so I'll have to change my introduction a bit. But anyway, this is episode number 36, and today is the first in what I think is going to be a couple videos, which I hope to get out very shortly, which is going to be a launch guide for Guild Wars 2. So, episode 36, this episode is going to be about everything up to launching the game to actually creating your character and all the things you should kind of think about, and then we'll go from there in future videos. Now, for anyone who has been watching my videos or doing a lot of research or following the game for a long time, I can't promise that this video is going to be exactly awesome for you. There might be a nugget of information here or there that you might be able to grab onto and go like, oh, I didn't know that. But for the most part, this is going to be this video is still going to be good for you, because if you're like me, you have some friends or family that haven't done a lot of research to the game. They've already pre-purchased it or thinking about getting it, but they don't know a lot about the game. Then this is a good way to you to show them this video, and it'll help them, understand some things prior to launch day. So I'm going to actually use this video. So if you're my friends or family, hello, this video is for you. All right, so first thing we're going to do is when you launch the game, and if you pre-purchased it, you can download the client and get it all patched and ready before launch day. Now, launch day is going to be for the head start. If you pre-purchase, you can go into the game 3 days early, and that's going to start on August 25th. That's Saturday. And it is going to be launching at midnight Pacific time, Friday night going into Saturday. Now, if obviously, time zones, you have to figure that out if it's Friday or Saturday or whatever. But the point is, they've said that they will go live up to 3 hours early on that head start day. So you can actually start trying to log in around 9 p.m. Friday night Pacific time. So you can have it all patched and ready to go before that. Now, if you just pre-ordered the game, you didn't pre-purchase, you can get into the game up to 1 day early. And if you're still on the fence and haven't actually bought it, you want to wait till it hits the stores, then you can play on Tuesday, August 28th. Okay, now all that out of the way. When you finally launch the game and the game is live, and you go to log into the game, the first thing you're going to be choosing is which world you're going to play on. This is going to be your home world, your home server that you're going to play on. Now, if you're coming from other MMOs, one important thing to kind of keep in mind is it's not like other MMOs where you can create a couple characters on this server and then you can create a couple characters on this server and you have characters on various servers. In Guild Wars 2, and it worked, obviously it's different in Guild Wars 1 because there was really only one server. But anyway, in Guild Wars 2, there are home worlds you have to pick, but the one that you choose is where all your characters will reside. If you want to play, if you want to make a different home server, your server, then all your characters go over there. You don't have characters on various servers in this game. Now, there's a couple things to keep in mind. So, you do want to make sure you're coordinating with people you want to play with so that you end up on the same home server. But, ArenaNet has said that in the beginning, they're going to allow free world transfers for people so they can actually go to different worlds if they pick the wrong one and stuff. So it's not that critical you get it right on your first try. After a certain point, when the dust all settles, then you're going to actually pay a real world fee of some sort if you want to switch your home server. Now, the other thing to kind of keep in mind is down the line, they're going to be enabling a guesting feature. And this allows you to actually play on other people's servers, even though your home server is a different server. And you can do almost anything with them on that server except for engage in world versus world, which I'm not even going to get into it much right now. So in a nutshell, just choose a home server, try to coordinate with your friends, and realize that you can transfer your home server to a different world. You can do that on the login screen. You will see a world selection button thing. I think it's in the bottom left-hand side of your screen when you're logging in and stuff like that. But anyway, that's how you can transfer to a different world. Another thing to keep in mind is that there are no factions in this game. So you're not choosing like Horde versus Alliance. You're not choosing Dark Side versus Light Side or anything like that. There are no factions, so you don't have to worry about that in-game. You can choose any of the races. They're all on the same faction. Now, getting into races, let's talk about this a little bit. So when you start creating your character, you obviously choose race. There's 5 different races. And I have I'm not going to go too into depth into this because I've actually made a video dedicated entirely to talking about everything that can go into choosing your race, you know, from physical appearance to how it affects your backstory and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in more in-depth information about choosing your race in Guild Wars 2, and then click on this link here. We'll put it over here. Here. Right here. So click that, and then you can see everything about races. But I do want to point out that all races can be every single profession or class in this game. So you don't have to worry about, oh, is this race going to be, you know, am I able to play the class I want to play? All the races can be all the classes, and there's no overpowered like racial ability that you have to worry about. The game kind of works a little bit differently in a lot of games, but if you're going to be hardcore structured PvP, where that's where the balance counts the most, the racial abilities are turned off, so you don't have to worry about that kind of thing either. So watch the video if you want to know more about races, but that's my spiel on that. Now, in terms of professions, you know, take a look at what they say about each profession. Look at how they look. They will wear different types of armor. So, for example, Guardians and Warriors wear heavy armor, and Engineers, Rangers, and Thieves, they wear medium armor, and Mesmers, Necromancers, and Elementalists wear light armor, and you can't, you know, mix and match, you know, like in World of Warcraft, if you could wear heavy armor, then you could also wear the medium armor and the light armor. It doesn't work like that. Heavy for heavy, medium for medium, light for light, and that's it. All professions can perform all roles in Guild Wars 2, or in another way to look at it, if you're coming from another MMO, like let's use World of Warcraft for an example. If you're going to make a warrior in World of Warcraft, you kind of know in advance that character creator, like, all right, either I'm going to be a tank as a warrior, or I'm going to be melee DPS. Well, in Guild Wars 2, you pick warrior, and you can be you know, a melee character that has their spec focused on damage. You can be a ranged character that you know. You can do a ranged damage character. You can spec yourself to be a little bit more defensive. You can spec yourself to be a little bit more of a support role and buff, you know, your allies. And you can spec yourself as a warrior to kind of, you know, do some healing with your shouts and stuff like that. So just keep in mind when you're making your Guild Wars 2 character that pick whichever profession you're drawn to. Pick whatever you think looks cool, feels cool to play, and don't worry about so much, well, oh, am I going to be stuck as a healer doing this or not? It just does not work like that at all. The game is just completely different, and the whole Trinity thing, it just works quite a bit differently in this game. So keep that in mind. Next up, biography questions. So after you choose your race and your profession, you're going to be asked a series of questions about your character's history, like who are you? You know, that'll ask you, like, were you born on the streets? Were you born on a farm? Were you born into nobility? And there's like 4 or 5 of these questions that you're going to get asked. And don't stress out about these questions, all right? There is nothing, there's no wrong answer. All it's going to affect is a personal story that's going to happen to you. But I've talked to some people who are kind of like, you know, nervous about, oh, I don't want to choose the wrong option here and then gimp my character later on. There's no power gains for certain choices or anything like that. It just affects the story that's going to be kind of told to you and tailored to you in your personal story. So choose what you think is cool, or how you think your character would answer, and don't overthink it or over worry about it too much. One of the great things is, even if you create a new character down the line and still choose the same race and the same profession, if you change the answers to your personal story, then you will actually have a somewhat different experience when you're actually going through your personal story. Instead of like searching for what happened to your parents, you might, you know, do something different, like you know, join a circus or something like that. I think that actually is one of the options. Yeah. So anyway, so that's that. And then finally, on the personal story front, if you're not really fully understanding what a personal story is, it's kind of like if you played Star Wars: The Old Republic. These are kind of like your class quests, you know, the quests that pertain to you specifically. These are like instanced little kind of missions that you go through, and you know, at certain points the story will branch, and you actually make a big decision to kind of, you know, change the direction of where things go and stuff like that. So it's very tailored to you specifically in this world as a hero or a heroine. The last thing I'm going to mention in today's episode is names. Now, naming your character. A lot of other MMOs, you get a one-word name, in Guild Wars 2, you can have a one-word name, but you can also have a multiple-word name. You can have a first name and a last name, a first, a middle, and a last name. You can have, like, first and a title. You could be, like, Bertha the Blue Whale. I don't know. Is that I don't know. 19 characters. I don't know if Bertha the Blue Whale will fit or not. I'm not going to count it out right now. But, yeah, so you can do lots of names like that up to 19 characters long. So you don't have to be stuck with just, like, Gith. I don't even know how to spell that. Yeah. So, that's going to wrap up today's episode just on, you know, creating your character and getting up to entering the game. The next episode, we're going to go a little bit further. I'm going to tell you more things that you're going to need to know. But let me know what you think. Leave me a question or comment in the comments field below. And, subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can be notified when future videos are released. All right, and you can contact me on Google+, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. I'll put all that information on the screen. I hope this helps. Please let me know if there's anything specifically you want me to cover in a couple of these other videos. I'm going to be making them. I might actually make another one right after this, but I'll stagger the downloads on them. So anyway, we're getting excited to go for launch, and I hope you're getting excited too. So share this video with anyone who is on the fence or might be thinking about, might be nervous about what to expect the day the launch comes, and hopefully this video helps. Thanks a lot, everybody. You put both hands in, you put both hands out, you put both hands in and you shake it all about. You do the wookie pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about.